The people of this world have not dared to leave their homes for 700 years, because as long as they step out of their homes, they will gradually mutate into the fallen, who can only smirk stupidly. However, relevantly, the longer they survive, they will be able to obtain power beyond ordinary people. Bai Wu is thrown into the extreme temperature world of 88 degrees at the beginning, in order to explore the truth and have the power to protect oneself. The next day, he joined the investigation team and rushed outside the tower. But Bai Wu and the group were somewhat surprised after the teleportation was completed. 9th Mental Hospital. It doesn't look like the lowest level white area here at all. Wu Ju also found the scene in front of him a bit strange. This time, he specially chose a white monument to take care of Bai Wu. At this moment, Bai Wu's eye of player jumped out. If you do not enter this hospital, the difficulty of exploration will be as expected. But once you enter, anything can happen. Who knows how much negative emotions can be harbored by psychiatric patients? This place is simply a breeding ground for the fallen. But inside lies a puzzle that only you can solve. Bai Wu looked at the hospital sign with some interest. The puzzle that only I can solve. Is it the apocalyptic puzzle pieces that were previously unobtainable? At this moment, Shang Xiaoyi looked frightened and said that there are many, the fallen, inside, making him a bit scared. Bai Wu glanced at Shang Xiaoyi, who appeared to be scared. The wristwatch fluctuates at 0. This person is not only a pervert, but also a drama queen. Yinchuang also did not pay attention to this pervert. After observing the surroundings for a while, she said out loud, there are no mineral deposits or resources around. It should be an area close to the city. And behind, there is only this road and poplar trees. Wang Shi looks eager upon hearing this. Let's go in and take a look. This kind of scene usually occurs in the blue area. Wu Jiu, as the team leader, appears quite steady. The temperature is around 46 degrees, which is relatively comfortable. However, there is a possibility of a rapid change. Well, he is also a bit of a weirdo. Player I has spoken out what Bai Wu is thinking. He can only warn everyone to be careful. This statement made Lin Wuro, who had been silent, remain silent. If you're afraid, you can go back now. Don't attract the fallen to slow us down. Wu Jiu quickly interrupted Lin Wuro. He knew the character of his team members very well. Immediately, he hesitated no more. He stepped forward and slowly opened the gate of the mental hospital. But after observing for a week, they found out that there are a total of 4 medical buildings here. Each building has approximately 19 floors. Except for the first building, the lower floors of the other buildings are completely sealed off with no entrance. To reach the second building, one must go to the 19th floor and cross through the skywalk. Any design that goes against common sense must have a reason. Bai Wu probably guessed that the owner of the hospital did not want anyone to go to the second building. He summarized his thoughts and the rules of this place and told everyone about it. Lin Wuro snorted coldly at the words, whether out of genuine dissatisfaction or due to her personality. At this moment, Shang Xiaoyi's hands were trembling slightly. He said, there are 17 the fallen in the first building. He is very scared now. Bai Wu looked at Shang Xiaoyi again. He tried hard to suppress his excitement. Without him observing the eye of player, he had already started to complain. A moment later, the group walked into the first building. The scene inside the building was so filthy and disorderly that words could hardly describe it. Some of the walls even had eerie blood-red patterns painted on them. Everyone cautiously observed the surroundings. While it's fine to have fun, one must not be careless in the face of the bizarre world outside the tower. What made Bai Wu curious was the bloodstains and patterns. The bloodstains were dark red, indicating that they hadn't been there for long. However, the eye of player clearly didn't like it very much. Don't let Bai Wu try to speculate on the mental state of the patient. However, it can be seen that these bloodstains were made in the past 2 days. Whether it's to cover up or to guide, it's unknown. Wang Shi searched around and asked Wu Jiu what to do next. After all, there are too many rooms here. But Wu Jiu turned and looked at Bai Wu. Protagonist, what do you think? Bai Wu suggested searching room by room might gather some information. However, the deepest secret must be in the 4th building. Lin Wuro seems to have a conflict with Bai Wu. Whenever she hears Bai Wu speak, she would come out and mock him with a few words. Bai Wu did not mind. He just said that he would explain it only once. If asked again next time, please believe his words directly. Yinchuang watched the show for a long time and was surprised to discover that Bai Wu is actually a bit bossy. Wu Jiu quickly stopped Lin Wuro again and let Bai Wu continue analyzing along that line of thought. Bai Wu did not pretend or show off. It is just as mentioned at the beginning. Only the first building of the 4 has an entrance and exit. If a patient in the 4th building needs emergency medical care, they will have to go from the ground floor to the 19th floor, passing by the 3rd building and the 2nd building to reach the 1st building, and finally going from the 19th floor of the 1st building to a certain level. By then the patient will have pretty much found a suitable partner for reincarnation. Therefore, logically speaking, the structure here is more like a prison than a hospital. And there is only one escape route for the prisoners. It can be easily controlled. Since it is a prison, the deepest part must be the 4th building. It is the most core and secretive place in the whole hospital. Speaking of this, Wang Shi first expressed his agreement. Anyway, he never needs to use his brain. But at this moment, Shang Xiaoyi interrupted the discussion of the crowd and pointed to the side, asking everyone to stop. They saw above the elevator door next to them, the previously dark elevator suddenly lit up with a number. Wu Jiu immediately instructed the team members to be on high alert. This is the duty of a team leader. However, Shang Xiaoyi excitedly smoothed her hair. It seems we won't need to climb the stairs layer by layer. Bai Wu even cut straight to the chase and opened up the topic, indicating that he is very curious now. Generally speaking, no one has lived outside the tower for 700 years. These urban hospitals should have collapsed long ago. But why are some facilities still able to operate normally? For example, the fire hydrant he encountered at the beginning. Wu Zhi's face did not show any panic, indicating that they had encountered this situation before. For example, in amusement parks, props are often activated intermittently. Some of the rules outside the tower are very strange. It seems that not only space is changing. Bai Wu nodded in response to the words. That is, phenomena that cannot be explained by current information. We can only temporarily classify them as established settings. During the conversation, the elevator has successfully arrived at the first floor. The fallen must be hiding in the elevator. All 6 people have already figured it out. As the elevator door slowly opens,